Yesterday was Super Tuesday, one of the most important nights in the 2020 election. 14 states had their primaries, and it now looks like it's a close race between Bernie, Biden, and the coronavirus, which is projected to infect them all. But don't worry, there was one candidate who was focused on helping spread it. Campaign wanted him to go viral. Sadly for him and nobody else, Bloomberg came up really short last night. He also didn't do well in the primaries, leading him to drop out of the race this morning. But at least he didn't quit before the Miami Herald filmed him making a reporter regret ever talking to him.
You spent a lot of time in Texas?
Tejas, we'd say here.
What did you say?
Tejas.
Tejas.
That's Spanish for Texas.
Okay.
She's like, okay. And then he was like, no. In Spanish, we say, oh, hey. As we know, the big winner of the night was Joe Biden, who won 10 states, and much of his success could be attributed to other moderate candidates dropping out of the race and giving him their endorsement. Amy Klobuchar laid down her comb and stapler after throwing them at her staffers one last time, while Pete Buttigieg gave up his lifelong dream of becoming America's first white Obama. All in the name of coalescing behind a candidate who's fine.
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister.
You think that's bad? The same thing happened on his wedding night. Well, at least he got the Giuliani vote. And while he may not have won the most delegates, Senator and three-time NBA All-Star Bernie Sanders still made a strong showing, winning California, Colorado, Utah, and his home state of Vermont, where he cast his own vote.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Okay, let's go outside. You're going to want to block.
Look, I'm not supposed to endorse a candidate, but as a resident of New York City, I support anyone who clears a walkway. Unfortunately for Senator Elizabeth Warren supporters, she did not have a great Tuesday, winning a grand total of 0 states and even coming in third place in her home state of Massachusetts, where she also cast her vote.
It was great. I really liked voting today.
For yourself?
Yes.
Wow. The only time I was that excited to vote for myself was when I was on Celebrity Love Island. I was in a throuple with the Sprouse brothers. Come on, they're 27. If there's a Sprouse on the field, play ball. The only person more excited to vote than Elizabeth Warren was this girl in Texas. Excuse me, Tejas.
People say they're willing to wait as long as it takes. Just before I came on here, just a few pockets of places around the state, they may not say.
By the way, we asked our researchers if that woman was doing a famous dance, and they said, and this is a real quote, I sent the clip to 2 TikTok experts, and they said no. It's a random collection of movements. We've got the best team in the biz. Yet, as stressful as this week was for voters and candidates, the media found a way to make it even worse for themselves. On Monday, Chris Hayes broadcasted from Universal Studios because I guess MSNBC is mean to him.
Hello, California. We're here in Universal Studios in Los Angeles on the very same stage I learned just a little bit ago. A bunch of episodes of Murder, She Wrote were filmed, which is cool. I like that show.
Oh, that audience is going to be real disappointed when they realize Chris Hayes isn't Harry Potter. Elsewhere in California, MSNBC thirstily awaited Biden's arrival at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles.
Mike, start with describing where you are and what we're waiting for.
Well, Brian, we're in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. The vice president, as I mentioned before, has already stopped for ice cream. And so now after dessert, he's going to come for dinner or breakfast, I guess.
There he is.
And for all the reasons that you outlined. And you have a better vantage point on him than I do.
It'll be the next guy right after. We got a couple more guests. Hang on.
It could have been a doppelganger.
It's true, but I thought I saw him crossing the street in the background.
Good to see you.
Quit lying to me, Brian Williams, just when America started to trust you again. With all all the chaos in the Democratic primary, you'd think Fox News would be having a field day, but even their analysts had some issues. Brit Hume was up at 5:30 a.m. to share a screen grab of election odds, forgetting to close his tab for sexy vixen vinyl. And even weirder, that page was literally between tabs for his bank account and the coronavirus. Which, to be fair, was every man's id this week. My 401k, I'm horny, I'm gonna die. Of course, with states across the country closing polls at different times, it was sometimes hard to predict when results might be coming in. Thankfully, the media had a subtle way to approach it.
We're calling an election alert.
We got a key race alert.
Coming up on 15 seconds until the top of the hour, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Important for us because the polls close local time in 5 seconds or thereabouts in California.
This is an election, not New Year's Eve. The only thing Super Tuesday has in common with New Year's is that they both end in Anderson Cooper getting drunk on national television. Look, I know that last night's primary results were probably disappointing for some of you, and it may seem now that Democrats are more divided than ever. This primary has become bigger than the candidates. It's starting to seem more like it's about the very soul of the Democratic Party, a race between unapologetic progressive values and the color beige. But no matter who your candidate was at the beginning, we all have to come together in the end. If you're a Bernie supporter and you end up having to vote for Biden, keep fighting to push the party to the left. If you're a Biden supporter and you end up having to vote for Bernie, I don't know, man, enjoy legal weed when it passes and chill the out. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing to remember is that we have to defeat Donald Trump. And the second most important thing to remember is, and I cannot stress this enough, never invite Michael Bloomberg to your pizza party.